In this recording, we are going to analyze various graphs. Starting with this graph. Now remember we said that any line you see on a graph, okay, on an X and Y axis, here we have a blue line. It shows you the behavior of the Y value. So here we are looking at the horizontal line. This is telling you that the Y value is -1, okay? These are the X solutions, -6 to 6, and -3 to 3 are the Y values. Here, this horizontal blue line is telling you the Y value is -1. As you can see, the X solutions are increasing by 1, -6 to -5, -5 to -4, and so forth. 1 to 3, 0 to 1, 1 to 3, 1 to 2, 2 to 3, etc. But the Y value does not change. So therefore now, this shows you that the equation of this line is y is equal to -1. And here it is. Y is equal to -1. F stands for function. We'll discuss that in a later video. But here, y is equal to -1 is the equation of this line. Now, the gradient of this line is 0 because the y value does not change. Remember we said the definition for gradient is how much the y value is increasing or decreasing when the x solution increases by 1. So let us see the x solution increases from 0 to 1, but the y value never changed, neither increase, neither decrease. So the gradient of this line is 0 because there was no change in the y value. And the equation is y is equal to -1. The gradient is equal to 0. So please pause the video and take note of that, rewind it, and write this down. Here we have another line. It's a vertical line. And as you can see, the x solution is 2. The y value is changing, but the x solution does not change. X is always 2. So therefore, the equation of this line is x is equal to 2. Now remember the definition for gradient. The increase or decrease of the y value when the x solution increases by 1, but the x solution does not increase and the y value is increasing from -3 up to 3. So therefore, the gradient of this line is undefined. Some persons say infinity, or you can say this undefined because the x solution does not increase, yet still the y value is changing, is increasing from -3 to 3. So the gradient of this line is undefined, and the equation is x is equal to 2. X is always 2. All along this line, x is equal to 2. Now, we tell you that whenever you look at a line, it shows you the behavior of the y value. And as you can see, the y value is increasing from -3 to 3. Or someone might say decreasing from 3 to -3. Okay, so this shows you the behavior of the y value. Is increasing from -3 to 3, or you can say this decreasing from 3 to -3. And the gradient is undefined because the x solution is not increasing at all. Here we have another line. And as you can see, it is a slope. It shows you the behavior of the y. So the y value is increasing. The x solution is always increasing from -6 to 6. Always increasing from left to right. Here it is increasing by 1. And the y value seems to be increasing from -3 to 3. But what's the gradient? Let us increase the x solution by 1. So let's see the x solution from 0 to 1. Okay? Here we have an increase from 0 to 1. Now, from 0 to 1, and it appears that the y value increased by 1, 2. Okay, so anytime the x solution increased by 1, the y value increasing by 1, 2. So the gradient is 2. And here it is. The gradient is 2. The y-intercept is 1. Here it is, plus 1. So the equation of this line is 2 is x plus 1. The gradient is 2 and the y-intercept. So that's a new concept. The y-intercept, that means where the line touches the y-axis. So this has a gradient. This line has a gradient of 2, sorry, and a y-intercept of 1. So anytime the x solution increases by 1, the y value increases by 1, 2. What about this line? As you can see, this line shows you that the y value is decreasing from up to down because the x solution always increases by 1 or by 2, but here it is increasing by 1. So this line has a negative gradient. What about the value of the gradient? Let's start here. X from 0 to 1. Okay, 0 to 1. And what about the y value? The y value decreased by how much? 1, 2. So this line has a negative gradient, a negative 2 as its gradient, and the y-intercept is 1. Here is the equation for it. Negative 2x plus 1. That is the equation of this line. It has a negative gradient because anytime the x solution increases by 1, the y value decreases by 1, 2. So this line is going down. It is decreasing. That's why it has a negative gradient. A decreasing gradient represented by a negative sign. And here is the equation, negative 2. And here you have all 4 lines on one graph. Y is equal to negative 2. X is equal to 2. I think the first one was y is equal to negative 1. Okay. All right. Y is equal to negative 1. X is equal to 2. This one is y is equal to 2x plus 1 because it is going, the y value is increasing by 2 whenever the x solution increases by 1. And this one there is y is equal to negative 2x plus 1. The y value is decreasing whenever the x solution increases by 1.